Hello and welcome. Thank you for the great response on our previous video. I'm Himani Shah. I'm a CSEFA, and in today's video we would be discussing bank deposits. So bank deposits is a sum of money that you keep with the bank. The bank pays you an interest on this money based on the tenor and the type of deposit you choose. Now, types of deposits, mainly there are 4 types of deposits. One is a savings account deposit. It offers a lower rate of interest of around 3%. These days it's been reducing, but it is liquid. You can withdraw that money anytime through a check or through ATM, and you just need to maintain a minimum balance in that savings account deposit. But yeah, it's a liquid option. Second option is the current account deposit. Now, current account deposits are used by a lot of businesses because there is no limit on the number of withdrawals from a savings account deposit. It also offers an overdraft facility. Overdraft facility is nothing but you can withdraw in excess of the amount which is deposited in your account. You do not earn any interest on a current account deposit. Third is a fixed deposit. Fixed account deposit is where you keep the money with a bank for a fixed period depending on the decided at the time of the depositing. There is no withdrawals possible before maturity, and if you do withdraw before maturity, there will be a penalty charge. There will be a higher rate of interest, more than a savings account deposit. But that's your third deposit. Fourth is recurring deposit. For regular savings every month. Offers mostly the same interest as a fixed deposit. It is beneficial for regular savings. Suppose you have a salary coming in and you want to deposit a certain amount every month in the fixed deposit, then you can use a recurring deposit option because it keeps taking a portion of your money in your savings account and deposits in a fixed deposit, so that it accumulates over a period of time and you have the benefit of compounding. So those are broadly the 4 types of bank deposits which are there today. Most banks have these deposits. Now, what are the reasons you could be looking at the option of depositing your money in a bank deposits? There are many, but I'll tell you the main 3 options. Firstly, bank deposits are not subject to market price fluctuations. So they offer safety of capital. Your capital remains the same. It can increase based on whether you've taken the interest redeposit option, where the amount keeps multiplying. So depending on that, your money can keep increasing, but your capital will always remain safe. So that is one of the reasons that you want a safety of capital. You don't want your capital eroding or fluctuations in the value of your capital or subject to market risk. So that's one of the reasons why you would choose a bank deposit. The second option is when you want regular income, monthly or quarterly. So over a period of time, say for a senior citizen, they've accumulated a certain amount of fixed deposit over a period of time, and then they keep getting monthly interest from these deposits, which they can use for monthly expenses as and when required. So that is the second option, where you want to use, where you require monthly interest coming to your savings account, where you can use it as and when required. The bank gives you an option of either reinvesting your deposit interest or taking it in your savings account monthly, quarterly or annually. So that is the second reason. The third reason is, suppose you are a salaried person, you are a young person and you want to keep depositing or using a recurring deposit every month a certain amount in a bank deposit, and it accumulates over a period of time, which can be used for a specific purpose. Say for example, a child's college fees, or for a wedding, or for buying a house. So this, because every month you've been saving out of your salary, going to a fixed deposit which earns you an interest, so it accumulates over a period of time and it can be used for a bigger purpose. So that's a few reasons why you could look at the option of bank deposits. Now, many people ask us, when does the deposit double in value? So when deposited with a bank. So there's a simple rule which I'd like to share with you. It's a tip basically. Now, there's a simple rule of 72, where you divide 72 by a post-tax rate of interest that the deposit is earning you, provided you've chosen the option of redepositing interest, and that will be the number of years by which your interest will, or your bank deposit will double. Say for example, the after-tax rate of interest that you're earning is 5%. 72 divided by 5 is about 14.4. So about 14.4 years approximately your money will double. provided you've redeposited your interest. So that's basically a small rule of 72. Now, when is a bank deposit profitable? Now, many people talk of inflation while talking about bank deposit. What is this? So, if you remember, we had discussed in a previous video that you do not want to keep cash because the purchasing power of the cash will depreciate over a period of time because of inflation. Now, what happens? A good today, let's say for example, a banana today is 5 rupees. Tomorrow it may be 6 rupees because of inflation. But if you keep cash, or you take a bank deposit which is earning you an interest which is less than the inflation rate, then you would not be able to maintain the purchasing power parity, right? So therefore it is important to see if the bank deposit is earning you more than inflation. Now this rate of interest has to be an after-tax rate of interest. Then it is profitable to you. Say for example, inflation is 5%. May 2020, inflation is 5%. Now if you are a zero tax person, then it doesn't matter. So your inflation is 5%, make sure your deposit earns you 5% per annum. So your purchasing power will be maintained. So 5% is the minimum rate of interest you should earn, which is equal to the inflation rate, which will maintain the purchasing power parity of your deposit at the time of maturity. If you are a 10%, if you fall in the 10% tax bracket, then inflation into 1.11 is the multiple that you should be looking at. And if that, so say for example, your current inflation is 5%, into 1.11 is 5.55. So if that is more than the inflation rate, then it is a profitable bank deposit and you can look at it. And the interest is profitable, it will earn you equal to the purchasing power at the time of maturity. So it's a profitable investment. So that's if you are a 10%. If you're a 20% tax bracket, just multiply inflation with 1.25. Similarly, if you're a 30% tax bracket, multiply inflation by 1.43 and it will give you the rate of interest that you need to earn more than the inflation rate, more or less. Now these are like tips that I use and I'm just sharing it with you, so it makes it easy for you. It makes it easy for you when you're looking at a bank deposit. So please remember this. Zero tax rate doesn't matter, it is equal to the inflation rate. 10% tax rate, multiply the inflation rate with 1.11, minimum interest rate which beats the inflation or is equal to the inflation rate, purchasing power maintained. 10% tax rate, multiple is 1.25, 30% tax rate, multiple is 1.43. So this is the interest that you should earn minimum, so that your rate of interest matches the inflation and hence the maturity value is equal to the purchasing power at the time of maturity. So basically your deposit at the time of maturity is at least equal to inflation, if not more, right? So that's something to keep in mind. The other things that you need to keep in mind is while the procedural things that you need, that those are important. Firstly, maturity instructions. If you're booking a fixed deposit, they ask you for whether you want the deposit to get auto renewed or credited to your account. Please remember to choose the right option. If you want it to be auto renewed for the same tenor, you can choose the option of auto renew. But also remember the rate of interest will be the new one, which is the interest at the time of the renewal and not your previous deposit rate. So check the interest rates. If you think interest rates are going to fall, it's better to select credit to your account. See the interest rates, if it's favorable, then reinvest it. So maturity instructions are one that you need to give your bank, and those are procedural things that you need to keep in mind. Secondly, remember nomination. Have a nominee for each of your deposits. Thirdly, in case you do not want to deduct TDS, which is the tax deducted at source, make sure to fill form 15H at the beginning of every financial year. This will make sure that they do not cut TDS before paying you interest. So these are a few of the procedural things that you need to keep in mind. And the other risk associates, so we've discussed returns, we've discussed inflation versus interest rates, we've discussed different types of deposits, we discussed reasons why you could be looking at a bank deposit. The main risk with a bank deposit is, see now, lower risk, lower return, higher risk, higher return. Just more or less just keep this in your mind. There are no free lunches. So sometimes some cooperative banks offer much higher return than say a private or a government or a foreign bank. But do remember that they offer higher return, cost of risk in depositing with them is greater. And here, since bank deposit, the main motive is safety of capital. You want to assess the risk of bank closure, default before giving your money to any bank, and do not base it solely on interest rates. So therefore, just assess the risk associated with that particular bank and not just the interest rates, and then deposit your money with that particular bank. So with that, we cover today's session. Do share it and do like my video if you find it useful, and thank you.